Welcome to TRS Clips. It's for all you guys whose attention spans are reduced because of short form content. This is the highlights channel. Enjoy the video and make sure you consume a bunch of highlights. Binge watch TRS Clips. Have you met Joe Rogan?
I've not met Joe Rogan. I suspect I will, but
You're going to be on his show soon, dude. We know it.
I don't know. But you know, I respect, man. Like for that guy, for what he does.
Dude, I based a lot of my shit on Joe Rogan.
But also, what I like about what he does is nobody can fake it beyond a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Like you put somebody on camera for more than 20 minutes, they are going to come through.
And imagine putting that level of quantity.
Exactly. But like who they are or their fakeness will come through. And he gives them 2.5 hours, irrespective of what they believe, what they say, etc., etc. And then the crowd can make up their mind.
Yeah, dude. And he's got his own set of critics, and there's lots of people against Joe Rogan, but I don't have more respect for any other person in media anywhere in the world for just the amount of work he's done, the kind of conversations he's brought to the forefront, and kind of what he's taught me on a personal level about conversation, dude.
Yeah, he's just, I think it's a skill to allow people to be themselves in front of you, or to enable them or empower them to be themselves in front of you. He does that. And yeah, look, 6 out of 10 things he says, you may agree with or you may not agree with, but you can't deny that it's an authentic conversation. And who else has that, man? Like he beats CNN as a mainstream media outlet right now. That was either a pataka or somebody got shot, bro. Like, I don't know.
That doesn't happen. But go on.
But where did we arrive with this? Like, it's great to see mainstream media also like struggle to compete with two guys in a microphone, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Dude, and it's happening in India as well.
Oh, for sure. Dude, I've worked in a news channel. So a lot of my stuff also happens because I spent 5 years working at CNBC in a newsroom. But I used to do comedy, I used to do jokes and all of that stuff. But I've lived in a newsroom every single day. None of those people are prepared for what's coming next. You know what I mean?
Which is what, according to you? And I think what you're saying is, in a way, a lot of American trends kind of trickle down to here.
I don't think so. I think before an art form becomes obsolete or reinvents itself, it has to go to some sort of an extreme. Like the way I think about it is Howard Stern. For a very long time, radio was like a, hey, good morning. Well, you know, that kind of this thing. And then suddenly this guy came and talked about dicks for 10 hours a day, right? Which is a complete swing of the pendulum here. But that's what led to podcasting. Let's be clear. Yeah. It had to swing back into this new thing. So I feel like with news channels right now, if you look, आंधी धुआं फायर ग्राफिक्स सब लोग चिल्ला रहा है कोई गुस्सा है हर चीज नेहरू की गलती है like it's like it's like this big swing towards something and then something new has to come of it.
Independent journalism.
I don't know if they have the
freedom.
No, they have the freedom. You think who doesn't have freedom? That's mainstream media. They don't have freedom. But I think the finances or the reach,
I hate saying this because it sounds arrogant.
Yeah.
Or the social media know-how. This is a game, dude. This is a very mathematical game.
Perhaps. I certainly don't know how to play it. But I do know when something is undeniable, it's undeniable. Like I remember Barkha in the migrants crisis during COVID. I saw like a mainstream Indian journalist sitting on the road with a laptop and with a tiny microphone talking to people. It was undeniable. However you feel about it, and at that point, I recognize that as journalism. So that too is happening, and you could, I don't know if that qualifies as independent journalism because, this is a very mainstream phase. So I don't know.
I don't know enough about journalism to know whether this qualifies.
Dude, it's fascinating because I think like people like to pat themselves on the back. Doctors are very passionate. Actors are very passionate. Artists are very passionate. Bro, journalists are very passionate. You don't get into that profession unless you have just a fire in your belly.
To have your voice heard.
Not to have your voice heard, but just to have discourse or to... Like you have to have a passion for your nation. I believe that journalists do.
What's the trip of that career?
I don't know, man. Like I mean, also if you think comedians are unhappy people.
Oh yeah.
Journalists are.
You see pain in their eyes, dude. I've been in newsrooms where someone was just reading out the 8 p.m. news. And this lady was commanding so much respect, dude. Like good aura.
Yeah.
But it was like she had pain in her eyes because every day of your working life at 8 p.m., when your family is eating at home, you're saying that these many people died. These people got, they tumbled down a hill. This happened, which was bad. And unfortunately, negative stuff spreads on media faster.
Yeah.
Therefore, news chooses to report negative things, which is why this whole narrative of positive news should be a thing. But the honest truth is that positivity doesn't spread as fast.
No, not at all. Negativity is this thing, but also they give up so much to do this, man. Like,
I don't think it pays well. I'm gonna say it as it is. I mean, that's a subjective.
At the highest level, perhaps it does, but also, where God takes, He gives, man. Like, nobody knows that better than a comic. If you look at my life, I work when you party. This is my whole life. So every holiday that you spend with your family, every weekend that you recuperate from your work week, that's when I go to work. So in terms of dinners, in terms of birthdays, in terms of that whole thing, I get it. My wife is now luckily at a point where she can pick cities in the world and be like, okay, main London aayegi, but I'm not coming to Arlington, Texas. Right? So, but I spend, normally I act half the year and I'll tour half the year. But last year, I spent 8.5 months in the world. Right now, one way to look at that is who gets to say I've seen the world? Like the world. I do. But I got back after 8.5 months and everybody was different. I missed out on everybody's year that I love. So there's that too, So where God takes, He does give a little bit. So I do get that for journalists.
Well, thank you for watching. Our team spends a lot of time curating playlists just for you. So make sure you check out all the playlists that we've created on TRS Clips if you want to speed up your learning process.